I'm Sanjay Poonen, Chief Operating Officer of VMware, and I'm today joined by my good friend Howard Boville, whom I've known from his Bank of America days, but he's now Senior Vice President of IBM Cloud and a seasoned executive. And we're going to talk about some insights into the multiple solutions we've both built between IBM and VMware to satisfy your SAP needs. I spent actually the bulk of my life at SAP as president of many of their solutions before VMware. And I know that SAP is a mission critical application. The depth of industries, whether it's manufacturing, oil and gas, consumer packaged goods, retail, and then financial services, highly regulated industries. SAP workloads are virtualized across many of those companies, and VMware's worked very closely with SAP to make that possible. But many of those customers now are thinking about moving those workloads to the cloud and working with IBM Cloud. IBM Cloud is actually one of the first solutions to build their stack on VMware. So now you have the best of running SAP workloads on-prem on VMware or running SAP workloads on IBM Cloud, which in turn runs in VMware. So I'm excited about that. And maybe, Howard, I could turn it over to you to give your perspective of this important joint partnership to SAP customers.
Thank you, Sanjay. And obviously in the position where I'm leading the cloud business, I've got a perspective across all of the industries that you talked about, including financial services, telco, and healthcare, to add to the list that you provided. But in my experience prior, when I ran these environments internally, the key areas that I was super concerned about was ensuring that I would work with companies that understood what it was to run mission-critical workloads at the level of availability and performance that I found necessary. And that's why this partnership between VMware and IBM is so important for our customers, because with those two brands and with the experience that we have and the engineering depth that we have across our two companies, we have that unparalleled capability to ensure that you can be performant and you can have the levels of availability when you move to your platform. But as equally important to that is actually the pace by which you can move. So to get the benefits in terms of the new capabilities that SAP are providing, by being able to move to a cloud construct where you can focus on actually the business transformation and the decalcification of your business processes with the capabilities that SAP provided, underpinned by the capabilities of VMware and IBM, gives you that benefit to get to innovation far more quickly.
And whether you're running ERP or S4HANA, we've done obviously the job of certifying this on-prem. So that's usually where customers start. And what we've done, between us is really optimize this for industries and with underlying technologies. VMware is obviously a more horizontal player, but what we've done is extended the virtualization concepts beyond just Cloud Foundation to some really super fast technology that can allow portability of those workloads. NSX is that sort of software-defined networking layer that includes technologies like HCX, that's sort of like vMotion on steroids, that allow you almost like a bullet train to be able to move workloads into IBM Cloud and avoid disruption. And this is really, really important for many of those x86 workloads that you have virtualized and you're looking to move to the cloud. Now, I'd love to talk a little bit about the use cases. We're seeing use cases like the disaster recovery, places where when they're doing M&A, they're really looking to consolidate data centers. What are some of the most common use cases you find, Howard, as you talk to customers?
So there's a few. There's the ongoing move around business continuity. So certainly within some of the industries that we face off to, and in particular financial services, there's a regulatory requirement to demonstrate that in the event of a catastrophic failure, you can run your mission-critical business processes. And it's the application of the capabilities that VMware have and the cloud capabilities of IBM that can give you that level of assurance so that we can ensure that you do have that level of business continuity across those mission-critical workloads and all of the underpinning systems.
Yeah, and what you're going to find, customers who are watching this is supported by the full backing of two great companies. IBM is obviously an iconic, global brand, and we've done a lot of work with SAP to test, validate, sign off this for both the use cases on-prem, and we're the only solutions that run, in this type of cloud environment.
Just one point I'd add to that as well which is that the benefit of bringing the experience and the seasoned brands of VMware and IBM together as well is cloud is often a word that's overhyped. And certainly as we come to the end of chapter 1 of cloud use, cloud is only useful if it's applied in a business context. and it's applied with the level of experience and industry expertise that VMware and IBM bring to business problems. And this is a perfect example of where cloud, with the capabilities from VMware combined, actually allow companies to actually deliver business value from this much used word cloud. And that's how we think very differently about the actual use of cloud, not in a general purpose context where move your applications from your computers to ours. This is about looking at a business process that can be transformed with a combination of unique assets and points of differentiation that VMware and IBM can bring to actually ultimately deliver the real value to our customers.
Yeah, and I think one of the things that we find to be really key to customers is their desire to look for a fast ROI, a lowest TCO option, and we both spent a lot of time at lowering the cost of ownership to be ideal. So maybe in closing, Howard, from your side, any words of advice as you talk to C-level executives, whether it's CIOs and CTOs that might be involved with the technology decisions, but even CEOs who might be interested in the business side of how could they accelerate? What words of advice would you have for them?
It's always kind of root back to the actual business imperative that you're driving forward. So when you talk to a technology company, you need to understand how their technology will be applied to help transform your business. And you will only get that from people that understand the industries that you operate within, because there can be a massive disconnect in terms of the message that you're communicating as a C-level executive in your given industry to them what's comprehended. And that dissonance then causes issues in terms of what's delivered. You absolutely don't get that with companies such as VMware and IBM because we're well grounded in these industries, as we talked about earlier in this conversation.
Thank you, Howard. And listen, customers, as you think about your journey to the cloud, whether it's in use cases that are as simple as disaster recovery or data center consolidation, moving your workloads, cloud or apps, one of the most important workloads of any apps is SAP. Sometimes we refer to it affectionately as the mother of all workloads. We're here for you. I've known Howard for many years, and you'll find him, just like me, to be very customer intimate. You can reach out to us or our teams. We're here to serve you. We want you to be successful. And with that, we look forward to helping you, especially those of you SAP customers watching this, be successful. Please contact us. Stay safe and be well, and I wish you all the best. Howard, thank you once again for being here to share these comments over this short video. Take care.
Thank you, Sanjay.